people, great people, great people. Listen out to you this day. Come on now, you already know I want nothing from you. I just come to push into your life. I just come to remind you of your soberness. I just come to remind you of a new day. And I also want to remind you that you yourself are obligated to take shape, to take form. Come on, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We always get so sidetracked, right? Whether it's Ebola, whether it's a disease coming from China, whether it's death, whether it's our own friends, whether it's our own family, whether it's our spouse, whether it's our own thoughts thinking that we cannot achieve, that we cannot bend, that we cannot be shaped, we cannot be stretched. We just want everything to go so smoothly. But either way, we always get so sidetracked. The moment any problem, the moment any complication, we just stop. Whatever we're doing, we just stop. It's like, oh my God. It's like I was waiting for that moment or something. If you're that individual that's waiting on the moment that you won't activate yourself, that you feel as though it is so much better to blame everyone else than to take account for yourself. If you're that individual that's out here actually thinking that the devil is alive, but God don't take no one, then you are sadly deceived. You're looking really bad out here and you got to get it together, right? Don't be so afraid when people say that God is taking his very own. Be ever mindful that the enemy is not taking anyone, not at all. You haven't seen a bad person die in quite some time. Why? Because the enemy is keeping his people here. This is his zone. This is his area. Be ever mindful to know what you're talking about. And if there's anyone that's actually walking in the Spirit of the Lord and you're actually reading in your word of the Lord, you got to stop acting afraid to say that death is there. You got to stop acting afraid to say that God was calling his own. You have to stop being so afraid to remind people that your Father has an army as well. That captain of the Lord's host, that captain of the Lord's army, right? The Lord of hosts. Good warfare, right? Good versus evil. It's a war. That means two halves a battle. That means two have an army. Come on, man. Stop playing. Hustle. Motivate. Get on your dean. Clear your mind. And stop being deceived. All right?